AITA for ignoring my mom and siblings after they kept the fact my dad was dying a secret from me and then planned his funeral without any input from me. I, 20M, come from what most people would probably call an ordinary American family. Nothing fancy, nothing unusual, just a family of 6 trying to make it through life. My parents, mom, 50F, and dad, 52M, married young. They stayed together through everything: financial struggles, long work hours, raising 4 kids. I'm the youngest son. I have 3 siblings. My oldest sister, 25F, she's always been the responsible one. Straight A student, first to get a real job, the one mom brags about at family gatherings. My brother, 23M, he's more laid back, funny, but sometimes careless. He still lives fairly close to home and helps out with chores. My youngest sister, 18F, technically the baby of the family, though honestly, I always felt like the odd one out more than she did. And then there's me, the second youngest, who always wanted something different. While my siblings seemed comfortable staying in our hometown, I dreamed about traveling, studying abroad, living in another country. I was the wanderer in a family of homebodies. Dad was the only one who truly understood that. I think because he had lived such a rooted, practical life himself, he didn't want me to feel chained the way he sometimes did. He was the one who always encouraged me to chase my dreams. I remember when I first told him I wanted to apply for a study abroad program. I was nervous. I thought he'd tell me it was too expensive, too unrealistic. But instead, his whole face lit up. He said, "If that's what you want, son, you should go for it. Don't let anyone hold you back. Not even me." He supported me through the application process, helped me figure out logistics, even gave me some of his savings to help with the flight. When I got my acceptance letter, I called him first. He cried. My dad never cried, but he did that day. So when I finally moved abroad last year, Dad was my biggest cheerleader. We talked weekly, sometimes more. He'd ask me about classes, food, friends. He'd tell me about things around the house, fixing the car, mowing the lawn, random little projects. Every call ended with, "I love you, kid. I'm proud of you." Mom was supportive too, but more anxious. She worried about me being far away, about money, about safety. My siblings were kind of indifferent. They teased me about being Mr. International or the family's runaway. I shrugged it off. I knew Dad was in my corner. Life felt normal. I was thriving abroad, still connected to home, still talking to Dad regularly. Until it all came crashing down 3 weeks ago. It started with 14 missed calls from Mom. 14. At first, I thought something like an accident had happened, maybe with my youngest sister. My stomach was in knots when I called her back. She answered on the second ring, her voice flat and tired. "Your dad's gone." I froze. "Gone where?" She sighed. "He died last night." I couldn't process it. My brain refused to accept it. "What do you mean he died?" "I just talked to him. He was fine." That's when she said, "He had cancer. He'd been fighting it for months." My knees nearly buckled. I had to sit down. "What? What are you talking about?" "Nobody told me anything. I would have come home. I would have." She cut me off. "He didn't want you to know. He didn't want you to drop everything and come back. He wanted you to stay focused on school." It felt like I'd been stabbed. So everyone knew? And nobody thought I deserved to know. She was quiet, then said, "It was his decision." I ended the call shaking, numb, furious. Later that day, my cousin called me. He was crying too, and he told me something that made my rage boil over. He said my dad did want to tell me. That Dad had mentioned several times. "I need to tell me, before it's too late." But apparently Mom and my siblings convinced him otherwise. They said it would distract me, stress me out, pull me away from school. He was so weak by the end he couldn't argue anymore. So my dad died, and I didn't even know he was sick. I never got to say goodbye. When I confronted my siblings, they gave me excuses. My sister said, "He didn't want you to worry." My brother said, "You wouldn't have made it in time anyway." My youngest sister said, "It was for the best. You didn't need to see him like that." That last one cut deep. Didn't need to see him like that? I needed to see him one last time. To hold his hand. To thank him. To hear his voice one final time. And as if that wasn't bad enough, when it came to planning the funeral, they did everything without me. The service, the music, the readings, all decided. A few things were based on Dad's earlier wishes, but the rest was their decision. Nobody asked me what I wanted. Nobody even told me when the planning meetings were. I was just expected to show up, stand in line, and shut up. That's when I snapped. I told them not to expect me at the funeral. That if they could cut me out of everything, then I'd grieve my own way. So while they were burying him back home, I held my own little memorial. I printed photos of him, lit a candle, and played the playlist we used to blast on road trips. It was just me in my room, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. It felt small, pathetic, compared to what was happening back home. But it was all I had. And underneath the grief, there's this corrosive anger. Anger at my mom. Anger at my siblings. Even anger at my dad, which I hate admitting. How could he let them silence him? How could he let me be left in the dark? He was my #1 supporter. Why didn't he just tell me anyway? I can't stop replaying it all in my head. The phone call, the lies by omission, the betrayal, the lost chance to say goodbye. Every time I think about it, I get this lump in my throat and my fists clench. It's not just grief. It's fury. I've been ignoring every call and text from my family. Because all I want to do is scream. You stole my chance to say goodbye. You made choices for me that weren't yours to make. You decided I didn't deserve the truth. Part of me knows grief can warp everything. That maybe I'm seeing it harsher than it was. Maybe they really thought they were protecting me. But another part of me can't forgive it. Because what they did wasn't protecting me, it was robbing me. And then there's the guilt. Guilt for being mad at my dad. Guilt for not answering my mom's calls. Guilt for not being there with them while they buried him. It feels like my heart is being torn in opposite directions, rage and regret. My mom keeps leaving voicemails, her voice breaking, saying she loves me and doesn't want to lose me too. My siblings send texts like, please come home, we need you, stop shutting us out. Two of my aunts, though, are furious with me. They called and said I was punishing my mom for losing her husband. They told me I was being selfish, making it all about me when my siblings lost their dad too. Their words cut deep. Because on some level, I wonder if they're right. Am I making this all about me? Am I forgetting that my mom lost her husband, my siblings lost their father? Am I too caught up in my own pain to see theirs? But then I think, I'm not the one who lied. I'm not the one who excluded. I'm the one who was kept in the dark. My cousin, the one who told me dad wanted to tell me, says he understands why I'm angry. He says my feelings are valid. He even admitted he regrets not telling me himself. But he says he was pressured, too. So I'm stuck between people telling me I'm justified and people telling me I'm cruel. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can ever forgive my mom and siblings for this. I don't know if my silence is fair or if it's just me lashing out. I don't know if my aunts are right that I'm being selfish or if my cousin is right that I'm justified. All I know is that I feel robbed and furious and heartbroken. So, AITA for cutting off my mom and siblings after they kept my dad's cancer a secret, let him die without me knowing, and then planned his funeral without me? Update. First, thank you to everyone who commented. I didn't expect my story to resonate with so many people. Reading your responses made me feel less alone, and I've reread a lot of them during late nights when the grief hit the hardest. A lot has happened. I finally answered one of my mom's calls. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. We both cried almost immediately, and the first words out of her mouth were, "I'm so sorry. I was wrong." She admitted she was terrified that if I knew, I'd come home, drop school, and regret it later. She thought she was protecting me. She said she leaned on my siblings because she was drowning, and they went along with her because they didn't want to add more stress. She kept saying, "I thought I was doing the right thing. I see now that I wasn't." It didn't magically make everything okay, but hearing her say that mattered. My siblings also reached out separately. My brother wrote me this long email apologizing, saying he now realizes how unfair it was to make decisions for me. My older sister admitted she felt like she was holding the family together after dad got sick, and in that role she made choices that hurt me. My youngest sister, she's been quieter, but she texted me saying she misses me and doesn't want us to hate each other. As for my aunts, I haven't spoken to them. I don't think I will for a while. They were harsh at a time when I was already gutted, and I'm not ready to hear their voices yet. One thing that helped was talking to my cousin again. He told me more stories about my dad's last weeks, about things he said, about how much he talked about me and how proud he was. I can't express how much that meant. It gave me back a piece of my dad that I thought was gone. I've also started seeing a grief counselor here. She's helping me untangle the mess of emotions, the love, the rage, the guilt. One thing she said that stuck: grief is messy. Anger doesn't mean you loved him less. It means the love was real. I'm still not ready to fly home. The thought of walking into my house without dad there makes my chest tighten. But I am talking to my family again, little by little. We're all broken in our own ways, and I can see now that while they hurt me deeply, they were also scared and broken themselves. Do I forgive them yet? Honestly, no. But I'm starting to think forgiveness might be possible someday. Right now, I'm focusing on school, on grieving in my own way, and on slowly rebuilding communication. I still miss my dad every single day. That will never change. But I'm trying to carry him with me instead of drowning in what I lost.